Hi everybody, thank you so much for joining me today. I have a new background. I am trying out a few different things with filming to see how this works out. This was like a giant home project over the weekend for me. But anyway, let me know how you guys like this. I am trying to see what I should do. I don't want everything to be taken off my face. I still want you guys to be able to see all the makeup without any of the distractions in the background. So today I'm going to be showing you guys how to get the Chrissy Teigan makeup look from the Oscars last Sunday. I thought she was a complete showstopper. She was the only one whose makeup looked on point to me and who looked super, super glam. So there were two things about her look. She had a very dramatic dark lip like this and very dewy skin. So I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to get this. You guys know I have oily skin. So if you guys are also like me, definitely go ahead and put on a primer. But after that, I will show you guys the steps to get this sort of dewy skin, even if you do have oily skin and therefore are frightened like I am. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. If you want to see how I got this, then please keep watching. I'm going to go ahead by starting to color correct my inner corners of my eyes because I get really dark in there. This is Dark Peach Corrector by Bobbi Brown. And I'm just putting that on with a Real Techniques brush. Next, we're going to go into a primer. I'm using Urban Decay's Primer Potion. I'm putting that on pretty generously over my entire eyelid. Just keep packing it on. Make sure you get every area that you're going to have eyeshadow on. Then I'm using Arena Eyeshadow by MAC as my main base color. So this is a really great neutral color that has a little bit of shine to it and sort of brightens up dull eyelids like mine. So I really like this as a base to all neutral looks. And I'm just packing this on as I go, just all over my eyelid. Next, I'm using Cork by MAC. This it looks like a nothing color to be honest, but it's a good transition color. And I'm literally putting this into my crease from the side all the way into the inner tear duct, but this is just going to be a transition color, so it's not meant to really show up a lot. Next, I'm using Mystery, a gray brown by MAC, and I really like this, and this looked the most similar to Chrissy's actual brown color that she has, but I'm definitely keeping this just towards the outer one half of the eye. And you're just going to keep blending until you feel like it looks cleaner. Next, with Saddle, I'm going to get the inner 1/3 of the eye, and I'm sort of brushing it very, very lightly to get a warmth around the eye, but it's not meant to like show a lot of color. So I'm also putting this on the outside. As you guys can see now, you can see there's a little bit of warmth, but you can't really tell that it was like an addition of color that was added in there. And I'm also adding this onto the actual eyelid on the bottom where all the colors mix together. With Ricepaper eyeshadow, I'm going to go ahead and highlight my brow bone. I noticed that her highlight was very thin, so don't make it thicker as you come down towards the end of your eyebrow. Then with a clean brush, I'm sort of blending everything together, making sure everything blends up higher. And then I noticed that Arena sort of faded, so I'm going to go back in and add some more to the inner 1/3 and center of my eyelid. Then I'm going to go in with Makeup Forever's liquid liner. It's a really, really, really thin brush, so I really like that. And I'm drawing the thinnest line possible. So Chrissy, I don't even think is wearing eyeliner. The black line that I can see is from her lashes, but I won't be wearing lashes in this look because my eyelashes are longer than her lashes look. So it really wouldn't make any sense to me because her lashes were not dramatic at all. So we're just doing this in place of the fake lashes that she's wearing. So try to get the thinnest black line that you can possible. Next, I'm going to go in with Zero by Urban Decay as my eyeliner pencil. And I am just smudging out the one half of that outer eye, and I'm going to go ahead and smudge that out with a brush just to make it a little bit thicker and not as liquid liner looking. You want it to look like you're not really sure like what you use to get that liner. Next, I'm going to go in with Handwritten by MAC and Espresso, and I'm going to mix those together to get a thicker line in the outer 1/3. I'm also going to pull it upward to create the illusion of a wing that we're not really going to have with eyeliner, but it sort of changes the shape of your eye and makes it go upward. Then with Anastasia's Brow Wiz in the color Dark Brown, I'm going to use the spoolie end of it to just clean out my eyebrow hairs to get it to make sure they're all going the same direction. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill in my brows. This isn't really rocket science, and I wanted a pencil for this look, honestly, because her brows weren't super defined. They were filled in, they were dark, but they didn't look like they had waxy anything on top of it, which is kind of like what, the Dipper Up pomade would give you or any such product. So a pencil is better for this. You could even use an eyeshadow of a similar color to do this, and obviously hers are lighter because it matches her hair, but my hair is dark brown, black, so I stuck with this color I'm just following the natural shape of my brows and trying to thicken it up towards the corners. Then with NARS All Day Luminous Foundation, I'm using both the colors. I'm using the lighter color on my cheek area and my nose, and I'm using the darker color on the outside. So I did a luminous foundation because her skin is the big thing for this look, so I wanted to make sure we were able to achieve that with my makeup tutorial. Then with MAC Pro Longwear's NW35 concealer, I'm going to go ahead and cover up my dark circles with this. This is not really to brighten, this is just covering it up, and then we will brighten in the next step. Make sure you guys put on as much concealer as you need because her skin really did look flawless. Like there was not one bump on it, there was no redness, there was nothing, so she was wearing a good bit of foundation and concealer. Then with the Beauty Blender, I'm going in and getting the corners that sometimes you don't get with the brush, and just to make it really sink into the skin well. That's one of my favorite tricks. Even if you want to brighten the outside corner, like I did with my corrector, I'm going back in with the Beauty Blender and what's left on it to get the inner corner. Then with NARS Radiant Creamy Concealer in the color Ginger, I'm going to go ahead and highlight, but I'm highlighting in a very specific way. Chrissy has a very wide face, so you're not going to whiten it up more by drawing out your concealer too far around the corner of your eye. So I'm sort of sticking to the middle and not drawing it down too far either into that rectangular shape like we normally do, or triangular shape. And then the forehead also, you're not going to go up very high. For her nose, she is Asian, so she has a flatter, wider nose, so she definitely tried to elongate it by highlighting all the way down to the front of the nose. So now with the Beauty Blender, we're going to go ahead and blend all of this out. Just make sure you don't take the concealer down too far and that you don't take it out from the side of your eye too far either. And just keep blending until you make sure that everything is in your skin and not really sitting on top anymore. Now with MAC's translucent loose powder, I'm just going to go ahead and powder the center of my face where I tend to get oily. Even if you are a dry skin girl, I would suggest doing this because you never want to look oily on the red carpet or any event. That tends to never photograph well. So I'm just getting the very center. Then with Anastasia's contour color in Java, I'm going to go ahead and contour my nose, and I'm getting that front bridge of my nose pretty dark because that is a pretty big thing in this look. I noticed in all of Chrissy's pictures that this was definitely done very dark, so just with my hand and a blending brush, I'm just picking up a little bit of a product and just going up in a straight line meeting the corner of my eyebrow. This is done to elongate the nose and to make it look like it's longer. And you're going to follow that straight line down, but not all the way to the very tip of your nose. Now I'm also going to go ahead and contour the bulbous part of my nose at the very bottom and the sides of my nostrils. I think I'm going to do a contouring video. I've been doing this a lot lately and I really like the look that it gives me. Next, with NARS Casino Bronzer, we are going to bronze the face. So basically, she contoured a lot in the sides of her forehead, and pretty much the only part of her forehead that was not contoured was the center in between the eyebrows. So we are going to contour a lot on both sides and down the temples and cheekbones as well. But again, this is just sort of bronzing, and now we're going to go ahead with the contour with, again, Java by Anastasia. So her contour was taken in pretty far towards the corners of her mouth, I noticed. So that's not usually what I do, but I did do it for this look. Then with Espresso, also by Anastasia, I deepened up the look. Her contour was more of this terracotta color as opposed to a grayish undertone, so that's why I chose that color. And with what was left on my brush, I just picked it up towards the temples just to look like, you know, there weren't just two lines. Then with her banana powder, I used that under my eyes just to brighten up a little bit more. I mean, she was definitely highlighted, but not too much. I think she was more contoured than highlighted. And I'm also going to put that in the center of my forehead and just bring it down my entire nose where we had put that Radiant Creamy Concealer. Then with Saddle by MAC, we're going to go ahead and finish up the eyes. I'm just going to lightly put it down the lash line just to give us a little bit of warmth, which she had as well. This is the Victoria's Secret blush called Pleasure, which we are putting on the apples of the cheek. She didn't really bring it out too far. It was more on the apples and just a tiny bit further, but not much to give that very youthful glow. So that is what we're using. Then with MAC Semi Precious Goldstone, I'm using the highlight part of it, that center part, to give us a highlight. And she actually brought her highlight down on the cheek too. And then I put that also in the center of my eyebrows. Then with MAC's Plum and Barbecue Lip Liner, I'm going to go ahead and line my lips. I'm lining them with Plum, and I'm going to put in a bit of Barbecue just to deepen it up. Then with Gerard Cosmetics Seduction Lip Gloss, which is pretty much a lipstick because of how pigmented it is, I've gone ahead and filled in my entire lips. Now for the dewy skin part, we're using MAC's Fix Plus, spritzing that on your face. Even if you're oily, don't worry, it will stay on. And then you're going to go ahead and curl your lashes. But I forgot to highlight the inner corner of my eye. So this is Ricepaper eyeshadow, and just a really tiny bit because she didn't have a very bright highlight. Then follow up with mascara. I'm using Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara. You guys know I love that. On the bottom, just make sure you guys don't get your skin part because she definitely did not have any eyeliner on the bottom. Here's the finished look. I hope you guys loved it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this look. Don't forget to head over to my blog if you guys do want to buy stuff for my blog sale that's going on right now, as well as to see the stills from this video, as well as Chrissy's look that I tried to copy for you guys. So definitely head over there. It is artistry.megha.com. And if you guys like this video, don't forget to subscribe and give it a thumbs up down below. And don't forget to leave me comments or questions if there is something that you guys want to know. And I'll talk to you guys very soon. Bye.